Vice City. Man, how things never change. You got junk rats flying stolen cars and street dealers trying to sell you the latest malware disguised as a new OS. But if you need something, you come here. Many from the country and corporate titans always find themselves here to look for that one obtainable thing. Most of the time, they leave empty-handed. But if you're like me, you just gotta know where to look.
This will do. Hey, Computos. Hey, come on, buddy. Wake up. I think I got something.
Tell me why we are doing this again.
I told you. My ancestor loved this kind of stuff. Looking back at the logs, he loved to talk about old games, whether that be ones based off Christmas movies or ones he really never played through at all.
Your point.
The point is that him and I have a lot in common. He seemed to enjoy talking about these old games, so maybe I'd like it too. Besides, it's better that we get to know about how people enjoyed themselves 57 years ago.
Whatever you say.
Just feed me information as I talk to the camera.
Talk about ouch, not a great first impression for a game like this. It's clear that the console versions weren't ready at all, but those executives like to get their little greasy chicken fingers on money. But if these problems were avoided and never happened, would have Cyberpunk 2077 seen more success?
Nope. But once the game dropped and people were able to sink those first 42 hours of gaming in, they started to see that the game was an entirely different entity. Nowadays, this term is banned thanks to the War of 57, but Cyberpunk 2077 is, SCPT, we got a search warrant.
The game locks you in first-person mode, playing as someone who can almost look like you, but it's just so off that it looks like a drawing of a portrait from some amateur.
It's Danny DeVito.
Don't speak while we search your home.
I mean, look at this. It doesn't look like me, but it's pretty close, no penis and all.
That doesn't mean it's a bad one, more so that it could have been better. But Cyberpunk has this sort of genre crisis where it doesn't really know what it truly wants to be.
The best way I can explain this is that GTA is your sandbox game, whereas Xenoblade is your RPG. Both have very large, expansive worlds, but they are treated differently due to the nature of gameplay. But Cyberpunk is like if you took the expansive world of an RPG like Xenoblade and gave it gameplay similar to GTA. You shoot the bad boys and maybe slap them with a melee weapon, but certain environmental hazards and enemies can't be taken care of unless you have the right stats. Stealing a car in Cyberpunk requires a certain skill, meaning if you don't have that skill number, you can't steal a car even though you play as a thief. You play as a criminal, but yet I'm blocked by this little tiny fist icon because, I don't know, the car's too high of a class or something. It doesn't make any sense. That's like saying I can't peel this orange because I didn't study what the hell a plant cell looks like. Therefore, brain too smooth to peel banana. Cyberpunk does have an amazing open world though, don't get me wrong. It's truly impressive for the time, but looks or where it ends. Walking around doesn't feel any more impactful than any other open world games. Heck, I'll even say that Mario Odyssey, a Nintendo game, has more impactful worlds, and that's a real sandbox game. Look at this. It's Mario riding on a moped, and yet this keeps my attention more than a cyber steampunk city filled with neon lights and hologram tits. Oddly enough, it takes a back seat. Yeah, I see numbers above the enemies' heads that I hit, but that's about it. I don't remember seeing a tutorial about how to level up my perks and skills, and by the time I did do just that, I felt zero effect on the gameplay. It's like peeling an apple. It feels unnecessary and adds almost zero to my enjoyment. That's because Cyberpunk takes the average parts of every genre it takes from and mushes it together thinking it's groundbreaking. But say you took two average people and grounded them up together, made them into a burger, you wouldn't be getting a groundbreaking burger. The taste wouldn't be so immaculate, it would just be average.
And a stale one too. But honestly, the more I think about it, that's really all Cyberpunk is, a stale game. And you know what they say about stale food? It's that it's f***ing illegal.
SCPT, open up!
Again? And it looks like I'll be going to jail soon because I ate stale food and played a game that was outlawed. I mean, to be fair, crime rates have been down since the 40s and they need to create new crimes just to keep the prison's bowling team alive. I mean, I don't blame them though. Those guys are good. I just hope my ancestor was able to appreciate what he had at the time. It's rare for someone like me to even play video games nowadays. Man, how lucky he was. This game isn't Nintendo, therefore it's bad. Whee!
Man, I just love this video game that I own. The graphics are great and the gameplay is oh so smooth. Oh man, just how I love this game.
Oh no, my game console that I also use is a cup holder. Man, how am I gonna play games now? What the fuck?
Do you like playing games on a low resolution screen with piss-ass controls that it was never designed for? Well, do I have the investment for you. They sent this bitch to college while the Wii U was neglected with Sing Party. Ugh, get it away from me. Were they blackmailed by an 8-year-old? I understand the Wii U was just not that popular, but games like Ocarina of Time and Luigi's Mansion House had the ability to run on this device. Nintendo rarely ever remakes or re-releases games, like, ever. Bad example. Worst example. Okay, this isn't even fair. They also went a little far with certain features like the co-op mechanic. Now, I'm glad this happened, but oh my god, this frame rate. It's clear that the 3DS could not handle this kind of thing, but you know what could? Oh god, that turned into a real cough. What the What's wrong with me? Help!
Or maybe I should return to a series that I have mixed feelings about. You know the one. It's of course Mario and Luigi. Is this series?
Wait, but I thought you liked us.
What? Oh, no, you're getting it confused. You see, I like the first three, but you and your younger brothers give me f***ing kidney stones. It's so bad. I'm in pain every night. You know what? You and your brother, you're on your own. Get out of the house. Go, leave. We don't want you here.
Why? Just why did they do this? The game didn't look that great on the Wii, but here they packed the entire game onto the 3DS for a reason that I still do not know. You'll put the sequel on the Wii U, but screw any HD remake, put it on a 240p screen. Maybe then people won't notice Shulk's low poly hair. Too much stuff to focus on. Now, while it's a bit manageable on a bigger screen, when playing on the 3DS, my eyes just want to cry milk.
Why is this happening?
Now, you might be saying, Tom, Xenoblade isn't a complicated game. You just can't focus it on it like I can. The world champion of playing games and eating carrots. First of all, how dare you? You are not the world champion of playing games and eating carrots.
I am. Second of all,
You might want to sit down for this because it's a scary tale.
but I'm already sitting down.
No, sit down further! Perfect. There existed a game so popular, it gave the player unbelievable freedom and allowed them to explore a world with friends. You could build whatever your heart desired, and at the end of it all, an epic journey was what you got out of it. This game was everywhere. It was almost on every gaming device, and when it came to Nintendo, it found itself on the hit console, the Switch. But something wasn't right. You see, late in the deep night, something arose from the pipes, came through the sewers in what seemed to be a massive shitstorm. In the morning, when everyone went to their bathrooms, they found something that was unimaginable.
That was one ugly kidney stone, oh my god.
This is like the equivalent of porting Call of Duty to a rotary phone. You just don't need to do it. Minecraft was on the Switch at this point, and heck, it was on the phone. It ran better on that and played better than this piece of uncooked cake.
Oh, so that is what this is supposed to be.
So what makes this port very odd? Its controls are very weird and gross. Like, ew, get it away from me. It stinks like a cash cow. The turning is very sensitive, like just a tiny bit movement on the stick and it's just woo, woo, woo. And the way you drop items is with the B button. Let me rephrase that. You press the B button to drop the item that is currently in your hand. That's like making the missile launch activation happen when the intern Joe sneezes. Achoo.
Oh my god, you watch it! Why is gonna blow up? You blew up a lot! God!
Free way, and that thing is portable too. But there must be a reason why a lot of companies did port their games to the 3DS. But I don't know. I mean, this whole thing has got me thinking, maybe I should port myself to the 3DS. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I gotta get in there. I'm shoving my head in there and ah, yes, this is what I wanted. Wait, how do I pee in this thing? You ever just sit down and look at things around you and realize that there could have been more to it, but instead it was all just a waste of time for reasons unknown? Oh,
Joy-Con. Honestly, they would probably be my favorite controller if they didn't grow up to be so damn disappointing. Don't get me wrong, I love these TikTok controllers, but they just don't come in enough flavors.
Like, I'll walk out of CVS in a good mood because of all the coloring and flavors, but a trip to Best Buy makes me want to die because all I see is the gray Joy-Cons and the blue Joy-Con wrist straps.
Have you ever just turned a right Joy-Con on its side for games? Yeah, it gives me a terminal illness not yet discovered by scientists. I don't get how this feels so wrong while the left one feels fine on its side. My thumbs just decide to touch each other every time I want to play with the right Joy-Con on its side, and this negative space gives me anxiety. It's like looking into the void and hearing the demons of my childhood nightmares.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Now, I know that the wrist strap is there to make this easier, but let's be honest, when was the last time you used them? Not to mention, you can just get them stuck if you accidentally put them on wrong. That's fun. That's fun. That's what we call fun in the business. Nintendo is just the owner of fun now.
Well, time to sell my liver to buy a new pair. That's commentary on the fact that these things cost a lot of money.
I don't understand why the light switch gets a D-pad, but we can't get an official Joy-Con with one. That's just so disappointing.
I mean, just look at it. It's just so sad and depressing when you just, I hate it. But the Joy-Con potential doesn't end there. So far, we've seen the same shell design for Joy-Con, and there haven't been any more interesting approaches since.
So it happened. My Joy-Con got the case of the drift. This f***ing plague has infected many Switch owners large and small, and it's hard to even hear about some people who haven't gotten drift on their Switch. It's very annoying because if you dare complain about it, with proof I might add, you will get nothing! Hey Nintendo, here's a new catchphrase for you. We're the Apple of video games.
And you know I'm not a fan of them because I don't own any Apple products. What? Since when? And you know, with everything not being that bad with the Joy-Cons, maybe I can find appreciation in other things. No, I can't do it. I can't do it. He makes me depressed. I can't.
Hey, I wonder what time it is. Oh God, no. You know what? No, I refuse. That's why today I'm only gonna listen to music. I mean, you can't get nostalgic over music, right? Oh God, no! If you've listened to this tune and you don't know where it's from, get out. Leave, we don't want you here. I mean, I can't even get mad at the fact that I'll be spending my nostalgia time playing Wii Sports. I mean, I haven't played it in so long, and honestly, I forgot what it feels like to use a Wiimote as a hockey stick. Yo, why'd it look like that? But the odd case design for the game made it so not only would a lot of families just flat out lose the case, they would also lose the game. I would know this because I was the one in my family who lost the game, and has ever since grew into an emo phase that just doesn't work and should stop already. Hey, I like the emo phase. Well, you liked Mario Party 10, so your opinions don't really matter too much. Wait a minute, I don't like Mario Party 10. But who cares about partying when we can be sporting right now, baby? Woo! Let's go! I grew up not being allowed to access the internet on my Wii, so you wanna know what I did instead? I made all the Miis! And as you can see, I was not good at it. Hey, Mario. You've been looking like you've been taking too many shrooms, eh? This is the peak of comedy right here. It doesn't get any better than this. Yo, this song's a bop. When I have kids, I'm gonna force them to listen to this every night to go to sleep. First off is tennis, where we can select where we want to appear in court. You can actually select to play against yourself, which is fun because I will always win. But for now, I'll play against NPCs. Oh. Okay. But that doesn't mean it's not fun, it's more so that it could have been better. Like me in high school, where I peaked. Because that's when I bowled!
Don't you forget about me.
Bowling is the only sport that matters. I'm not being biased, just because I was on the high school bowling team. Take that picture off! Wii Sports really captures the confusing nature of golf, as the motion controls just don't work at all. You'll motion the Wiimote in one direction, and then it will just not move at all. It's even better when it goes in the wrong direction. I don't know how to make it work sometimes. I feel like I just have to do whatever to make it work. Except it's not, because there's this little thing called trading mode, motherfucker! We're about to do a Rocky montage! Lastly, boxing has you training with God himself. Who wouldn't want this? And that's it. That's Wii Sports. Honestly, a great way to open up a console, but damn, its age, not the greatest in my eyes. I mean, only 5 sports with a lot of them not even utilizing the motion controls right. I mean, if only they went further with the idea and made a new game. So Wii Sports was a hit. I loved it, moms loved it, grandmas loved it, dead people are just rolling in their grave from how much they loved it. So of course, with a hit popular game, there has to be this little thing called a sequel. Well, it took you long enough. But hey, I have it now, so let's play the game that's been in the back of my mind for 11 years now. Well, this vacation sucks. Don't worry, I've dealt with these before. You see, all you gotta do is... And now it works. Oh, so this isn't candy. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it every time I do it. Yo, this song's a bop! I know, right? Wow. Look at all these sports we can play now. This makes the original look like chump change because instead of 5 sports, we now have 12. Oh, where do I even start? I'm a simple man. Out of all the things to be in a tropical resort, why bowling? I'm guessing it's because it was the most popular in Wii Sports, but here it doesn't fit.
Ah, finally, tropical paradise. I can do so many things. I can go swimming, I can go canoeing, I can go skydiving, but there's one thing I really want to do first.
After 40,000 miles to bowl, baby!
This is like the new boxing for this Wii Sports because instead of fist, it's pointy objects. Finally, some real fun. It's fine. It's cool. I won't kill the island resort staff just yet, but it's getting close. There is this dog, however, and just like my dogs, this pup will catch anything that's in the air. It's priceless cute moments like this that make me want to adopt another dog. What? What'd you think it was gonna cut to me having 2 dogs? Look, I know I'm the funniest man on the internet according to my mom, but not even I would stoop to that predictable of a level. How'd I get here? Who are you? Hello? Archery. You see, now here we can choose our difficulty, and of course, I gotta go with expert. It's Wii Sports. How intimidating could it be? So I'm gonna go with intermediate because God intended it that way. Basketball feels like it should have been in the original game, but alas, it's here now. All you gotta do is shoot shots into the hoops, and let's just say, I'm pretty good at this one. I be balling. The motion controls are better in this one, but they're too good because I can't slam the controller to get my bogeys. Power cruising, this one f***ing sucks. I mean, so far, all of these games really haven't been so bad. I would even go as far as to say that this game is much better than the original. I just hope they don't throw something in here like canoeing. I mean, that would really, really ruin my day. Biking is on a different level. While it would have been hard to emulate pedals on a bike, I think the control scheme here gives you the proper workout you'd get on an actual bike. Stop making me do this! Here, you're literally just in a plane exploring the island. You can pick up landmarks and learn more about the island's history, and even see bystanders exploring the island itself. The control on the plane is also really fun and really accurate, and oh my god, we're gonna crash! And that was everything in Wii Sports Resort. Except it isn't, because they put extra shit in this bitch. Woo! Some sports have extra modes you can unlock by playing them. Now, that didn't happen, but that doesn't mean the IP was abandoned. Where do I even start with you? Let's start with the fact that the game wasn't even a physical release when it first released. It was a digital-only subscription-based game that you had to pay monthly to access. I'm gonna let that sit in before I yell and scream like the little baby man I am. Okay, cool. Why would you make it subscription-based? Yeah, I don't know about this one.
Yeah, this one isn't that much of a bop.
Boxing is kind of interesting. Instead of using a nunchuck, you use 2 Wiimotes for each hand. And I gotta say, I kind of like that concept. Except for the fact that I didn't have 2 Wiimotes at the time of recording this, so I only had to use 1. It really sucked with 1. Boxing with 1 hand is like trying to convince the Pope that God isn't real. It's doable, but you probably shouldn't be doing it because they'll make a man question his existence. And those are all the sports. No, seriously, there's nothing more you unlock, and you'd think there would be. However, there is more we can do, because there's training! Hell yeah, start up the montage again! Dang it. Okay, but we all know that, alright? There's no need to repeat a story that gets repeated more times than I can say repeat in a sentence. For now, I just want to focus on the box art. The game don't look like that! The N64 has as much power as a microwave. It can't pump out graphics like this even if it went to college for it. This version of Mario 64 isn't being played on an N64 or even a clone console. It's being played on Nintendo's worst nightmare. A PC. Essentially, it's illegal.
Who said the word?
Whoa, what word? Illegal?
That's the one!
Wait, there must be some misunderstanding here.
Do it, bitch! Get tranquilized!
Get what now?
Oh, shit. Ooh. Yeah, I've had worse dreams.
No rise for the judge.
I take it back, this is a nightmare.
Nope, I'll do it. I'm good at that.
Your Honor, if I'll be honest, I'd rather have the death penalty.
Overruled. Don't worry, I got this. Judges love me. Your Honor, may we have an indefinite recess?
No!
Well, you're f***ed.
Great. Can this get any worse?
I call that guy who games to the stand.
But you know what is illegal is the fact that I woke up in a suit. The government doesn't want me in one. Apparently it's a liability, whatever that means.
But it's just as you said, the port uses Nintendo's assets, therefore it's illegal. You committed a crime by playing it.
Objection, Your Honor, my client only played that game for like 5 seconds. We all know there's some kind of rule like that.
Overruled!
Why?
Because it's stupid!
If I may interject, I gotta put on record that my client was possessed.
What?
If you don't recall, on the date of July 4th, 2020, my client was possessed by something that only Mr. Nintendo himself could make. Exhibit A. Exhibit B. They were all out of color date. Exhibit B. Exhibit C. Tom with sideburns. Why did you do this? It doesn't look good.
I'm lonely! Look into your closest mirror. If you see a person that doesn't know how to talk to people in hopes of finding true love and might one day die alone and that thought scares them, then you're lonely. Being a gamer can really get in the way of finding a suitable mate. Do you like Mario? Damn it! Man, what a deal that would be, right? Playing games and not being a virgin? That's the classic 2-in-1 deal. But you see, playing games can get in the way of dating. I mean, how else am I gonna play Super Swing Golf at a restaurant? They don't have Wiis! I never understood Tinder, or Bumble, or Twitch.tv. All these places you can meet people and talk to them!
Anyone here want to be my Minecraft GF? Sorry, I'm already taken. I'm already somebody else's Minecraft GF.
But whenever I'm on this app, I'm always seeing these ads for an app that I don't want to download. Some of these ads vary from needing teammates to wanting a gamer girl. Now, if you want a gamer guy, well then you have tough luck. Plink won't do that for you. I almost never give in to marketing, because when I do, I always bleed. But desperate times call for desperate measures. I mean, how else am I gonna find someone who's gonna want to talk about Super Swing Golf with me? So, I bit the bullet. I downloaded the app and proceeded to wipe my nose. Now I can finally see what it's like on the other side. So of course I select Nintendo Switch because, you know, and it's telling me to download the Switch Parental app, an app I forgot existed because while I am a parent, I'm not a good one. Why does my kid have an axe? Like a normal person, I would enter my own information, but I'm trying to avoid the IRS right now in any way possible, so I'll just do what most kids do and make an account. Lie! I enter my fake birthday, enter a name that shows that I'm a cool dude, and use Low Poly Mario as my profile picture because who doesn't like Low Poly Mario? What the hell is this? Apparently, this app has a subscription service called Elite, and I don't know or care what it does, but I can't use the app until I get the free trial of it.
That's scummy. Free trials like this don't ever really tell you when they're about to end, so when you sign up for them, you'll forget you'll have the service and that you'll keep paying for it. I've been getting bread at my front doorstep every month because of this kind of trickery, and I hate that. Not only do I not care, but I have to get the trial just to use the app once. Just to open the app, I gotta get the trial. Why? But whatever, I'll just put the reminder on my knee. This app isn't sexy at all! Well, while I wait, I can sit down and look at the newsfeed. On a fucking friend finder app. Why does this exist here? This feels like Twitter, but very closed off. So basically Twitter. I mean, I don't understand why posts are here in the first place when most of them just boil down to, anyone want to play a game? But maybe this is my ticket to finding another human to play Super Swing Golf with, so I'll post a video only those kind of people would respond to. And now we wait. That's it! This app is useless and it doesn't matter. I don't care how many more ads I see up until this point, I will not give in to them, and I will not meet people ever again. I mean, seriously, I'm a man of my word. I will not give in to my urges.
Hey, I saw your post. Wanna fuck?
No! You know what? It's summertime, and I really need to start thinking about my winter body. I mean, how else am I supposed to brag about my abs under several winter coats? The only problem is that going outside is overrated. I mean, really, I want to spend my summer inside playing games with the blinds shut, staring at screens with Mario on it. Bingo. Sports games have been around since the dawn of time. The Bible mentions Mario Strikers at least twice, and that game didn't come out until 2005. I haven't slept in weeks thinking about that, Don. It scares me. I mean, there's no telling to what I would do if I saw Mario at a golf club. I think it's because this title was developed by Square Enix. They would later go on to develop Mario Sports Mix for the Wii, and that's all they're known for. They probably went with basketball because series like tennis and golf were made by other developers, so they had to pick a new sport. I can get behind the idea. I wonder what kind of wacky antics this game gets into. It's basketball! For one, the controls are interesting to say the least. Instead of using all button controls like a normal game, Hoops 3-on-3 uses the D-pad and touch controls, meaning you are swiping on the touchscreen to make your shots. That's fine, I guess, but sometimes the movements that I want to do get confused, like instead of passing the ball, I instead try to make a shot. Go on. Now you see, kids, here we're dealing with one of the many things that can sometimes go unrecognizable, but is in most games regardless. Do you know what that is? Unfair CPU advantage! How the f*** did you know that? How do you measure unfairness in a video game? You look at the CPUs and see if they can get away with things you can't. Oh, wait a minute. I think there's a song for this. It's bullshit! I played all of them in one sitting and somehow developed PTSD. And while it is very hard, I still happen to beat the Rainbow Cup and take my trophy, baby! What the f*** is going on? This isn't Final Fantasy, this is Mario Basketball! If I wanted to play Final Fantasy, I'd check myself into a mental hospital. I know there's more to unlock, but I'd rather eat a plate of mayo than go back to playing the tourneys. That's not to say it's a bad mode, more that it's repetitive, really. I mean, the courts switch, but the game and its rules don't change at all. And it really feels like the game lacks in content for that. Oh, it's just so thick. It doesn't, it just misses the mark. Unlike me, though, I never miss a shot. Watch this. Joke's on you, that was my car! And I was renting it. But you see, now I got a problem. I want to play a Nintendo launch title, but I want it to have nothing to do with sports, be in HD, be on a console that has the word Wii in it, and be able to play with an ugly controller that makes me scream every time I look at it. I don't have to tell you why the Wii was a failure, or even that it was at this point. It's such common knowledge that they teach it in history class nowadays. When you first open up the game, you have to go through a tutorial, which already tells me that this won't be so self-explanatory. We tap this box and we are introduced to Monita.
I'm in love.
Army is experiencing a Nintendo theme park with Nintendo theme attractions, and I gotta say, if this were a real theme park, it would get shut down so fast. Look at all this shit flying around. You'd think this would fly, Nintendo? I got a lawsuit just waiting to be signed right now. You can win coins in the mini games and win prizes by playing f***ing Plinko. Only bad bitches play Plinko. According to my mom. I'm gonna go in order with these games because I'm just that crazy kind of dude. You don't know what I'm gonna do next. Yoshi's Fruit Cart. Remember that throwaway Ninja Star throwing demo in the release trailer for the Wii U? Yeah, well, here it is. Yeah, let's go, baby! It's about f***ing time! Woo! Well, that was all the single-player games, but don't worry, there is more. The only problem is that these other games usually are better or require more people, and if you haven't noticed, I don't really have many other friends. I'll be right back.
Honestly, I'll do it if you don't pay me in White Castle.
Deal.
You know what's better than White Castle?
Literally anything else.
Yeah.
Metroid Blast. This one is really cool, and it has 3 modes. They can make 3 mini games for Metroid, but they can't actually make a new game.
You really dated yourself with that line there.
How was I supposed to know? It's here where I'll introduce the face cam. A lot of the mini games have this, and it uses the Wii U's gamepad's camera to show the player's face.
Wait, there's a camera on that thing?
Yeah.
Dude, this thing's like a brand new iPad.
The iPad had multi-touch. This needs a stylus.
Oh my god, that's fucking amazing! It has a stylus,
Picture
and you can
chat?
draw on
No,
it. It's like a
it's like an
tablet.
iPad.
It's like a little kid would use it.
But even so, why is the game view so small? This doesn't make sense. It's like looking in the mirror and expecting to grow a full mustache out of nowhere. It's not gonna happen!
I can dream, damn it.
I mean, this was never going to beat Wii Sports because Wii Sports is just such a simple game that doesn't ask the player to know anything about 1, Nintendo, and 2, depressing B controller. And if the Wii U was a success, I feel like this would have been a golden game from Nintendo, but instead, it's just forgotten.
Oh my god, it's like the White Castle of Nintendo games. That's why it's so good.
Get out of my house.
Dude, I just got a coupon for 1 free billboard. All you have to do is pay for it, so you know what that means.
Free advertising.
Free advertising, baby!
The only problem is that while I do have the product Wet Water, I need to sell it, and the only way to sell things nowadays is through a mascot.
Who told you that?
Video games?
While it's easy to detect a video game mascot character, sometimes you really gotta criticize them in order to gain something out of it.
Like a brand new mascot for Wet Water. If you ask why it's wet, we'll find out where you live. We're still working on the slogan.
Okay, let's get this one over with. Alright, does anyone actually even like this character unironically? Why does he have an exclamation point on his shirt? Is he always surprised? What are you surprised about? The fact that the scientist that made you didn't off you the second he could? Because clearly, this was a mistake. While early renders of the duo look horrific by today's standards, I think they still got the point across. Goofy Bear, Bitchy Bird, both addicted to puzzles. Like, why do you need this many pieces? I mean, just by looking at him, Kratos is definitely the dad that would insist on cooking at the barbecue even though nobody knows who he is, and he will most definitely burn the meat.
But burnt meat aside, I finally got my first design for my mascot.
He looks like he's in pain.
Alright, Fancy Pants, I don't see you coming up with ideas.
I'm a computer. I can't think.
But you simp over a Nintendo Land mascot.
Modita from Nintendo Land is definitely annoying.
Okay, but what if instead of animals and burly men, we get a female lead that possibly raids tombs? Oh my god, that's why they call it Tomb Raider.
As for Zero Suit Samus, I'd like it as well. I like how it's blue to complement the orange of the combat suit, and Samus herself is just so cool. She stole Cone, doesn't give a fuck, and will murder your family in cold blood and then eat a salad like nothing happened. And I got all of that just from her facial expressions. The Wii Party series had this Muppet as a mascot. Party Phil seems to be in my nightmares a lot, and I hate it. Get him out of here, please. He smells like eggs and happens to look like one. MC Balyu is in fact the only god I pray to at night. His hat is also very cool. I want him as a friend, and I need him on my head.
Wait a minute, that's it! That's what I need for a new mascot!
A cool, energetic character that can hype up a game that runs in 4x3 on a 16x9 console.
What? No, it's a hat! I mean, everybody loves a hat, and if this water bottle doesn't have a hat, people will not buy it. It's game over.
You're not going to give it a face or anything.
Nope, don't need to overcomplicate things. Computer, order me a billboard and make it snappy. Hell yeah. Oh, it's so wet. Oh. I have no regrets. Hello? What do you mean I'm in debt? I used a coupon.
Man, looking through childhood photos is so much fun. I used to look so different.
How time flies. Hey, what did you used to look like? Don't worry, this will be for your own good.
During the early ages of a console's lifespan, their early days might have seen them being something of ew and ah and why. But while Japan was making the console look like it bled for buttons, over here in the US, people thought the design had to be majorly different to draw in a crowd. Now, knowing the 90s, it was probably way cooler. Whoa. What the f is this? But while we're on the topic of a Super Nintendo, we need to talk about this fucking thing. It's basically common knowledge at this point that the Nintendo PlayStation existed. I mean, I keep it on all my milk jugs just so I don't forget. But don't eat too much because we don't want you to gain too much weight and be nicknamed the Duke because damn, you're heavy as shit, Xbox! Nothing screams a good brand recognition by having your first console literally be an X. Where the f do you plug the controllers into? Oh wait, I found this wormhole that connects to the console. We're good. I like the design that we did get because it does reflect some of the early designs. You still got the X and the little jewel in the middle, and it's too big to fit anywhere. Kinda like my ex-wife.
You were never married!
So it turns out that we started off as a green GameCube, and you know what they say about the color green, right? It's that it's the closest thing to the Wii. The sensor bar isn't working. All of these controllers look wacky, but am I truly happy with what we ended up with? I mean, it could have been worse before the DS released and we almost got However, the PS3 is something that I would love to own. Look at this controller. It's so f***y. It's like the Sony executives looked at the boomerang controller from the N64 and said, yes! That's the f***ing thing we need! Wow, looking at all my children's childhood pictures has been really fun. I mean, it's kind of interesting. Like, why did they ever look like this? I wonder what the newer consoles look like. The pages are burnt. So there's not that much information on the newer consoles, and that sucks. I want to make fun of the Xbox One more. You know, I think my life is in need of something. With every mascot having a racing game to their name, one of them has to have Kirby in it. This has got to stop happening. Created by the famous Masahiro Sakurai, who would later develop everybody's favorite franchise, Kid Icarus, and nothing else. You have 3 main modes you can do: AirRide, Top Ride, and City Trial. AirRide is the normal racing mode, and it's very interesting. Think of racing just with extra steps. Why is the manual so thick? Racing is not this complicated. The braking is done with the A button, and remember that button because it's the only button you'll be using, so say you're sorry to it before you abuse it. I like this idea. Using Kirby's abilities as sort of Mario Kart items is way more interesting than any of the Mario Kart items. Listen, I know I said I loved you, but sometimes a younger cousin comes along to just take that away from you. I'm sorry, but you're going to the pits of hell. You see, I was close to throwing you down there, but not this time. This time, you're safe. You, however, I'm gonna throw down there for fun. After controlling this, I think it's time for a 3D Kirby game. He controls well in a 3D space, and I think there's a lot you can do with a 3D Kirby game. Why is Kirby stuck in this limbo of just repeating the same kind of game over and over again? Hell, get the Odyssey team to do it, or just have any fucking team do it. It would probably be really great. But this mode's final challenges are quite fun, and range from drag race to playing darts with your AirRide. And you know what they say about playing darts with your car? It's that it can get you up to 5 years in prison. Don't ask how I know that. The court told me not to talk about it. Oh, so I see you all climbed down to the gates of hell. Yeah, I see where this is going. Oh shit, you got Rubik's Cubes down here? Alright, hell might not be too bad. I think it's no secret that I still live at home with my parents, so let me tell you, they love it when I scream at a blue hedgehog. What this means is that I'm confined to my own room, and anything I put in here takes up space that I also have to sleep in, and I don't know if I can trust my 2 copies of Barnyard. I think they're plotting against me. How are you holding the knife? These things take up so much space. Like, look at this hunk of plastic. Why is it so fat? Go to the gym! Below are some film equipment I use to capture moments like this. Don't ask why I do this. I could put a bookcase here, but then my poster would be blocked, and that would just look bad. I thought about custom building something here, but have you seen me? I can barely lift a hammer. My closet is a mess, and somehow a man lives in here. I never know where he goes when he enters it, but he lives in here. The reason why I'm not really going out of my way to collect too much is because A, most of these places sell games that make them smell like cheese, and B, it's because I have no space. But to say that I'm not happy with my room right now would be a straight up lie. I mean, seriously, ever since I painted yellow on the wall over there, I've really felt a little bit more cozy in my room. And yes, while it does get crowded over time, I'm the one handling that crowdedness, and really, while I could clean it up and could unclutter, I choose not to because I'm afraid that the Barnyard games will catch me off guard as I try to do it. I have guns, and yet you decided you went for a knife. Not just any knife, a butter knife. And what's the absurdity of the situation is that you asked me for it. Thumbs are fucking stupid. I mean, look at these things. What purpose do they really serve? I could get these things chopped off and not even see a difference.
Well, I did it. But at what cost?
Thumbs or not, you really can't deny that there is a beauty to a nice, well-designed controller. You know a controller is really good when you can just feel the button layout by looking at the silhouette alone. Like, of course that's the f***ing Intellivision controller. But it begs the question, what is the best video game controller? Because let's be honest, there are more controller variants than there are types of cheeses.
I'm on the quest to find the greatest video game controller, and I will stop at no cost. Except for the cost to reattach my thumbs. That surgery was so expensive!
But let's talk about a controller that uses thumbs. That's right, it's a f***ing phone. The Intellivision and ColecoVision both had a number pad. Now, of course, this paved the way for nothing, as everyone stopped doing it the minute the NES came out.
And the NES has ever since paved the way for video games, and the controller was also a part of that. So of course, when competition came around, the new kid on the block retaliated and say, "Hey! We have a third useless button!"
Call me a f***ing moron because I like the Genesis 3 button controller. A lot, actually. But let's not forget the one that came before, the Master System. Your controller is Garbo. Alright, Super Nintendo. I gotta admit, this controller, it gets a lot of praise, so let me be the first to say that it's just kind of alright. The buttons are kind of small and the D-pad is really squishy. I don't like squishy D-pads, it's gross. But what if there wasn't a D-pad at all and all the direction buttons were controlled by just normal buttons? This was a mistake, this was a mistake! It also doesn't help that this design was used for the next 2 generations of PlayStation, and if you want to hear my opinions on those, well then tough shit, I don't own them.
I gotta say, this hurts just a little bit.
Well, you know what comes after that thing? Jesus Christ! It takes a big ego to make a controller that goes against the conventional standards, and who doesn't have a bigger ego than Microsoft? They made a controller bigger than an infant. The Duke, as it was nicknamed, was a beast, and I had this as a child, and I gotta say, it was kind of comfortable. You think I have little bitch hands now? Just look at me as a child. Those things didn't stand a chance.
You see, this is why I bully my childhood self through the pictures on my wall, but then I create a paradox where I remember my childhood bully looking like me in my 20s. So that's why that happened! Oh my god!
Now, Nintendo, on the other hand, had decided to harken back to the DVD movie games day and make a TV remote.
And yet you can't change the channel, God, where's my son to get up and change the TV when I need him?
However, I can't help but be reminded of this terrible offspring it created. Whoever designed this controller needs to really rethink their career path, become a lawyer, and sue themselves for this crime against society.
But how could I say hallelujah when I haven't grew my thumbs back or found the perfect controller? Man, it feels like through all of this, you would have thought I found one by now. Did I forget something?
Oh my god. How could I forget?
Controller, it's you that I game with as the memory card breaks itself. Why did that happen?
I mean, that's the beauty of game controllers. You can have your own opinions, and that's pretty cool. However, what's not cool is the fact that I spent all my time talking about game controllers, that my hands are fully healed from the surgery. Well, I guess this is my life now. As I take off these bandages, I have to face the fact that I'm gonna live my life with thumbs. Okay, so if they didn't remove my thumbs, what did they remove? Oh my god, how did I notice they removed my foot? Computer, how much do I have left to spend on video games?
Well, after you bought the billboard, the eye repair surgery, the thumb removal and foot attachment surgery, you have minus $200,000 to spend.
Okay, so what if we commit tax fraud?
Again.
Yeah, you're right, it's no fun the second time. Who knows, maybe video game prices have gone down a little bit, so maybe I can afford some. I mean, it is tax frauding season.
There's nothing like saying I own Home Alone 2 complete in box before realizing that you keep your games like this and constantly use them as a snack tray. Never in my life would I expect cardboard to cost this much. The reason why games can get to this kind of price for having all of this junk with it is that back in the day it was common to throw out these boxes that came with the game. However, that often meant throwing out the manuals too, and that stinks. I like these things. I never use them, but they're a neat set piece for my dining room table.
But this is just a small portion on how a game's price can go up, and a lot of factors can play into it, like what's the condition? Does it have all its pieces like the manual and the plastic wrap? Was it recalled in a favor of a newer game coming out? And what kind of cheese does it smell like?
When the ET games are dug up at the landfill, they find their ways online. The prices may vary, but I've seen them go for $4,000. Imagine paying $4,000 for an Atari game, let alone ET. Couldn't be me though.
The listing was a little bit misleading.
You know those exercise bikes with the screens on them? Well, guess what? They made one back in the 90s, just with more of a thick screen than usual. This one was called the Life Cycle and was actually a Super Nintendo accessory. It was made to work with games like this one, but you could also use it as a normal exercise bike if you don't like being lame. Of course, this thing was expensive when it first released. I mean, normal exercise equipment is expensive. Do you think slapping a CRT on the front would make it any cheaper? Don't say yes to be funny. Yeah. The rarity of a game can really help it make it into the big leagues of cash cowing, and one of that is the most popular, which is the Nintendo World Championship cartridge.
I can check that one off the list.
I mean, we all know the story. Doesn't mean I won't tell it again, though. And this was only given to about 25 people. Talk about rarity. 25 is not a lot, so who knows how many are truly left out there in the world. It makes it one of the rarest NES games to this date, with prices going up to $20,000. But it's not the rarest.
I mean, it was cooked rare, but more like a medium rare rather than actually rare.
You hate my cooking.
I mean, if you seasoned it properly, I would say no, but instead, it's so bland you made it look like Home Alone.
It's crazy how something like this can be worth so much money, but it does make a little bit of sense. These things aren't going to last forever, and stuff like stadium events is a part of history, as without it, we wouldn't have known the truth. So, while it might suck that these prices are very high, they're more justified because of the rarity of the device. Now, how do you justify Super Mario Bros. Selling for $2 million?
Has the world gone mad?
Okay, fine, but does it really warrant a price like this?
Let me check. It's too much of an opinion, and I'm not allowed to give those anymore. Guess who got caught and has to go to court tomorrow? This sucks. With no money, how am I gonna bribe the jury? Okay, surely that won't work. That actually worked? I'm having such a hard time connecting to this protagonist right here. I mean, just look at him. He's an Italian plumber with a great mustache, and look at me, I'm just an Italian with a great mustache. I can't get that kind of salary. Man, if only there was a way to put me into the game so I can play as myself, you know? Jesus, I look like that? Oh, no wonder why my mother doesn't call.
The ability to customize your character can help make the person you're controlling feel more like you. You know, the person playing the game. I mean, you can do that or create a monstrosity. Like, look at that, jeez.
The demons never cease to escape my brain.
However, arguably, the more complex options lead to more, how do I say, confusing stats and sliders. Like, what do you mean I can remove my penis? I kinda need that. But what if Grandma refuses to bowl unless it's on the TV screen and she can play as herself?
I'd say, Grandma, why are you being so aggressive with your demands? I just came to visit. And then I show her the Wii.
The Wii was a casual delight. You're telling me I can play a game just by doing this? Well, shit, that seems like a little hazardous for me and my family, but f it, I'll buy 20. The Me Maker channel, home to your abominations. Jesus Christ. Being able to create Miis on the go was great. No need to kidnap your friends just so they can make a Mii of themselves. You can just give them your 3DS to fiddle with.
But hey, at least it's all on the screen. We don't need these Miis coming to life now and watching over me during my sleeping time. Hey, wait a minute, where's that Mario Mii I just had? It was right here and now it's gone. I refuse to look behind me. I won't do it. I know he's there and he can wait for eternity. He did this to himself.
The Nintendo Switch. Bring console gaming on the go. A device that lets you connect better with both your friends sitting right next to each other in a pandemic and online at home.
And yet we pay for this.
Nintendo finally went into the market of pay-to-play online, and knowing Nintendo, they probably chocked it full of great benefits and interesting incentives to make the service feel worth it.
Oh my god, look at all the stuff the online offers! The asterisk is an O, if you're wondering.
The worst offender is Super Mario Maker 2. If you play this online, be ready to experience lag.
Here is my solution to the input lag. You take your controller, you carefully handle it for this next step. You don't want to break it. No more input lag.
And don't worry, I hear you in that field again saying,
Stop! The f***ing LAN adapter exists!
Yes, the LAN adapter. Let me just drop $30 on a device that may or may not help me, seeing as I'm on the second floor of my house.
Yeah, let me just get this big old cable up here. Surely that won't cause any problems.
Oh man, I hope I don't trip over a cable and spill my hot bowl of soup. Hey, that wasn't so bad.
These novelties wear off once you realize that the charm of these multiplayer games come from sitting on the couch with your friend, and what doesn't help is that you can't even do proper voice chat through the service. Because to do that on the Switch, you need to connect it to your phone using the Nintendo Switch Online app. And you know what? I told myself I'd rather drown than use this app, but it's actually not that bad. Okay, I don't know who that is or why they're in my pool, but it doesn't take away from the fact that this app sucks. Also, a social media like Miiverse would be more than welcomed. It connected everybody in the community from both the Wii U and the 3DS, and some of the posts were gold, even given the harsh community guidelines. But no, that would be sensible. We live in an age where Nintendo can make a decent product but terrible business decisions based on that product. I mean, they don't care about the consumers anymore, and they think they know what's best for the player. How's that working out, though? And yet, I paid for that. Oh boy, I can't wait to sit down and play this new game console I've been waiting for. Man, to play this baby in brand new high-definition TV, it's gonna be so cool. Computer, did you ever get those AV inputs?
Nope.
Fuck! If you're young and you haven't seen what these are, what's that like? I thought my generation was the last one. The one that used to hold the crown to the best upscaling converter was the Framemeister. This did more than just convert your game, it also upscaled it, meaning instead of getting a tiny little resolution, you would get the same definition as your high and mighty TV. You hear that, little guy? You might not be outdated after all. I mean, with a device like this, it's surely to cost— oh no. Never mind. So, who wants to give me a loan? I would go to the bank, but they blocked my number after I texted them too much about Brad. Why won't he text me back? You know, the connection that looks the best but isn't supported on any TV outside the PAL territories? It's just like my ex-wife. I recently just got the Genesis cable and, well, it's alright. Really, the quality is nothing amazing, but it gets the job done. There's even a switch for sane people and people who belong in a mental institute. May cause reproductive harm. Oh shit, maybe I shouldn't have worn it as a belt then. I mean, that's why I like to play these older consoles, and it's why I like the image to be a little shitty too. I mean, these consoles weren't made to be on HD TV, so why make them look like they were meant to? But hey, some people like that, and who am I to judge? I'm not a bank that won't respond back because I suck. Oh, they responded back about Brad! It's one of those games that everyone in the world has at least heard of, and if you owned any Nintendo console, well, here's a fun racing game for the family that allows you to curse out your grandmother for hitting you with a blue shell, that bitch! But there's no denying the popularity of these games for almost every home console. It was the best-selling game for each system, and the games were packed with quality. So it begs the question, what the f happened? The release of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe made a whole lot of sense. There were like 3 people who owned a Wii U, and since Mario Kart was the most popular on that system, why not bring it over to a console that can run the game and is more likely to get heads turning? The problem with this is that you alienate the people who already owned the game before, and like I said before, it was a lot. But I'm sure it's just a placeholder Mario Kart game, nothing that will be the most selling Switch game to date. What is wrong with you people? I think Deluxe is the best version of Mario Kart 8, but does that mean it's so good that everyone needs to have it? No, hell no! This Mario Kart is one of the weakest in the series! And I say that with full confidence! Please don't hurt me! Please. My body's fragile. Because while game mechanics in the game aren't favorable, it's always something to keep in mind for the next game. Well, that's if the next game isn't gonna be on smartphone devices and will be one of the worst versions of Mario Kart out there. Son of a bitch. I mean, who needs Mario when I can cry for fun? The game didn't even have a landscape option for the longest time, so you had to play in portrait mode, something I praised back in the day because this was just a simple app, but seeing as they update this game more than any other Mario Kart in the series, it makes me think that this might be the new main Mario Kart. Forever. My therapist asked me if I was okay with that, and of course I responded accordingly. Sadly, they retrieved me and gave me the cure for car crashes. No matter how hard I try, I always survive them now. What also doesn't help is that the pipes can give you karts and gliders as well, and that wouldn't be too much of a big deal if they didn't really make as much as a difference as the characters. That's like a casino rewarding you with free carpet samples, and I would know. That happened to me before they found out I was underage. Needless to say, I'm not allowed in Illinois.
How does it feel to be an hour ahead, forgotten burrow boy?
Stop calling me! And this is all we had for a very long time, just Mario Kart 8 and Tour, and they came out so far from one another, and one of them was just plain bad.
Whichever one that is up to you. Man, I just wish I can get a fun and creative Mario Kart device. I'll take anything as long as it's something new and it says Mario Kart in the title.
Mario Kart Live, home circuit.
No! The AR features are nice, but sometimes they don't work at all. The game doesn't understand walls and such, so when another racer should be behind a wall, instead they just get smaller in front of it. You know what else gets smaller? My sanity as I play this. I mean, just look at this. It's not even my house. Whose dog is that? Where am I? Well, nothing like ending off a day by playing 2 pack-in tiles, then kicking people out of your home.
This is why you don't have any friends.
Computer, come on, who needs friends when I have Super Swing Golf? Ah! What the hell?
You know, I really like video games.
Hey Tom?
What's up?
My copy of Earthbound just turned into 1-2 Switch.
Hi, 911? Yes, all my games are turning into 1-2 Switch.
All my games turned into 1-2 Switch!
Why is it all 1-2 Switch? What the hell?
When all of my games turned into 1-2 Switch.
They're all just turned into 1-2 Switch.
All of my games turned into 1-2 Switch.
I don't really care.
What the fuck? Dude, I just want to play Mario Kart 8. What the hell is going on? I can't believe you just like dyed your hair while we were loitering out here.
Yeah, it's like one of my marketable skills.
So how does 1-2 Switch fit into this? Was it a packing title released later on in the Switch's life?
You see, that's the thing. The Switch did get a bundle with Mario Kart 8.
That was the only bundle, wasn't it?
Yep. Why Mario Kart 8 Deluxe? I don't get this. I never will. But fuck it, let's play the game.
Do we have to though?
The world is missing their games, Andy.
But is it that big of a deal?
I'm ignoring that question.
No, answer it.
Nope.
You know it's not that important.
Shut up! So why the fuck do you have these FMBs in the game to begin with? Is it so you can make people look really stupid? Because if that's the case, then I'm okay with it. Look how dumb they look. If I ever looked that stupid, I would just quit. You cannot get me to act like that in my life.
You realize we're about to be playing the games they're playing.
First off, it's quick draw. Once you hear fire, you shoot your opponent.
Fire? No!
Oh! You need to maintain eye contact!
This looks really stupid.
I know, right?
Would you rather be blindfolded?
What? No, I'd rather not be playing the game.
I don't know. I'm having fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good party game that manages to have good mechanics while you don't have to look at a screen.
Yeah, but most of the games would benefit if you could look at the screen. So far, it's just kind of dumb. Look, if this is the IRS, I told you, I'm dead.
No, it's me.
Oh, hey, Jacob.
What's my favorite game?
Oh, I don't know. You have a ton, like F-Zero, Luigi's Mansion. I think you like Star Fox, and you went crazy for Cruise and Blast just not too long ago.
Right?
All right, I'd love to chat, Jacob, but I'm kind of in the middle of something here.
You don't think he was gonna say something important there?
Nope. In this game, you're encouraged to mess with your partner. Dance Off sucks!
What? So you're telling me a game where you don't look at the screen would make for a bad dancing game?
Yes! This one's cool because if you're too still, the game thinks you're cheating.
Remember, there's nothing zen about cheating.
Hey, f you too, buddy. Calling us cheers. We never cheat. And what a fucking seller. Buy the wrist strap so you can milk a cow. But yeah, that's what this game is.
I honestly hate this one.
What? Why?
Milk goes bad with White Castle, therefore I'm afraid of it.
And this is dumb. How do you get your opponents reroll? They know you're trying to get them to switch, so why would they? Either way, it's a game of chance also. These vibrations to count up the dice suck. I can't tell you what number it is, but it goes away too fast. 32.
There is no way for you to get 32, dumbass.
Okay, I'm sorry for being dyslexic.
That has to do with letters, not numbers.
Okay, mister, I have a White Castle PhD.
That was 8 years of my life. I went to college for that. Respect the grind.
Shake the soda and pass it around, but don't let it blow up on ya. What is this one telling me about the Nintendo Switch? Seriously, like, don't let your Switch explode? Is it soda? Is it carbon? Are the insides carbonated? If the insides are carbonated, then that's pretty cool. All right, this one's not so bad. The Joy-Con positioning in this one is actually pretty accurate, but good luck being able to tell what you are shaving when you can't see what you're shaving.
So you're telling me you don't shave blindfolded?
Who fucking does that?
I'll have you know, it builds character, and it makes my mom very proud when I do it.
Your mom pays you not to do that, doesn't she?
Yep.
If you play in handheld mode, you get to see the baby's face on the screen in all of its terrifying glory. You gotta soothe it by rocking it back and forth and putting it to sleep.
Oh, give this one to me. I'm really good with children. You little. Yeah!
Eating contest.
But wait, there's food.
I mean, we do at White Castle.
I said food, not cardboard.
Then no. Again, this would have been better if you were able to see the fucking action on the TV screen.
But knife fights are better when you can't see the wounds on your skin.
This is a gladiator style fight. This doesn't have knives, it has swords.
All right, gladiator style fight, taking out a national crime organization with just a knife blindfolded. It's basically the same thing.
Who are you? That's it.
That's it? That was so anticlimactic.
That's it? There's nothing more to unlock? No DLC? Nothing to involve White Castle in any way?
Nope, it's just an onslaught of minigame after minigame, with some good ones in there, but ultimately, just a bunch of hot garbage.
What? Come on! Putting on a White Castle today.
With this? I had a meeting with the boss today. Tony was gonna kill me like it was a whole thing, and I missed it.
And the worst part is we didn't even figure out why all the games are turning into this one. It's almost like somebody's doing this. Like, why else would this be happening?
What makes you say that?
I don't know, it's a gut feeling.
It's not White Castle. They never do me wrong.
Huh. You're right. It's not. Did you miss me?
Oh, look at how low budget he is.
I love 1-2 Switch.
No!
I love 1-2 Switch.
You monster.
Yes! 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 Not so low budget anymore.
Why are you doing this?
Why aren't you dead?
I'm gonna hold my breath.
Oh, yeah, well, are you good at recovering from this? I don't know how you did it, but you managed to stop me from becoming what I was always meant to be. And with you out of the picture, it's gonna be a piece of cake now. You pose no threat.
You think he bought that?
Considering he left the house, I think he did. There's no way he's walking that off.
I have a plan.
What are you doing?
Just trust me on this. I pledge allegiance to the castle that just so happens to be white. I took an oath, and under this oath I was granted one wish. I'm gonna use this wish to bring this poor boy back to life. I know he doesn't respect my kind, but the world needs him, the universe needs him, and I need him. I've never had friends due to this life, and now that I've gotten one, I don't want to lose him. So please, grant me your power of revival!
A giant man in a suit shouting about video games is attacking New York City. We do not understand why or how this is happening. Scientists say a bunch of that.
There's gotta be something you can do.
He's pretty big. I don't think any of us stand a chance.
It's not about standing a chance. It's about having the right tools. I've been saving this one for a while.
You are in. We'll be covering the story as it develops.
Hello, this is 1-800-CALL-A-BRIT. You're currently speaking to a Brit.
Hi, Tom, American here. Just by chance, has your country been infected by a game called 1-2 Switch?
Oh, not yet. The time zones are different, so things like that tend to have a bit of a delay, lads.
Oh yeah, I always forget about that. So would you be able to ship me games, particularly Nintendo Land and all the Wii Sports series?
Oh yeah, sure, I'll send them right away.
Awesome, sweet. So how soon will they arrive? Perfect, thank you. I got a plan.
Ugh. What is this? It doesn't matter what you do or how stupid you look. It's too late. People have forgotten about all the video games.
Holy shit, is that Wii Sports?
Quiet you. Just stop it already. I am more powerful than it can get. These games don't have anything compared to 1-2 Switch.
You see, that's where you're wrong, because Wii Sports has something that 1-2 Switch can never have, and that's collateral damage!
Dude, I'm like bigger than the skyscrapers here. What did you expect to happen?
I don't know, what do you think?
I like it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it could be worse. I could be ported to the Switch. Man, I wonder what that would look like. Ew. While you could just tell them to play them on the original console, not everyone is gonna have access to Virginity, so it's for that reason that older games are ported to newer consoles, and well, it works. But that's only if you put an asterisk on that word, make it italicized and magenta just for the fuck of it. I say this because while there are a lot of bad examples of porting, there are also a lot of good ones. But what even makes a port good in the first place? Since these games weren't built for these machines they're being ported to, there comes a lot of issues, and those issues are really apparent when you play the game. So to possibly hide those issues and maybe even try not to alienate older fans of the game, developers will go in and add some improvements to these ports. We'll get to you in a bit. No, seriously, it's already bad that the game can't hit 60 frames per second, but it's even worse that they took the colors and Sonic Colors too literally. It's like if Skittles barfed on the coding, and this really shows a problem with Switch ports to begin with. The Switch has the same power as a half-eaten granola bar, so most of these ports that you get on here are simply not as good or even way worse than you could imagine. The fact that it's portable doesn't excuse rushing out the game, because games like Doom show that the Switch versions of AAA titles can be really good. But that doesn't mean Nintendo isn't at fault for doing the same kind of scummy stuff. Captain Toad's Treasure Tractor was a Wii U port that just had a pointer to interact with things in place of the gamepad. Well, not bad, that pointer follows you everywhere. It's a glowing orb that won't go away. Pikmin 3 Deluxe is literally just Pikmin 3. Nothing else really changed about it. New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe neutered the multiplayer with Toadette and created Sexy Bowser. Nobody wanted Sexy Bowser. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is just taking all the fan requests and not thinking about what it does for the game, and Mario 3D All-Stars exist. However, I do think if you're gonna port a game, make it worthwhile to not just buy for the first time, but also for the second time too. What's in it for the people who already owned the game on the original hardware? And I don't just mean the graphical enhancements or the average widescreen support. What more can this version offer? Because yes, while some companies can go the extra mile and make sure it's worth it for everybody, most of the time you're just getting the same thing but on a new console. But at that point, why even port it?
It's so people who didn't own the original console get to play the game.
But when they run as bad as me on the Switch, it starts getting you thinking, was it even worth it to port it in the first place? Man, I hope this doesn't ruin my Plink score. Well, after a nice long hard day, it's good to finally sit down and play one of my favorite Sonic games on Switch. Well, I guess there's no better time to actually go back and play the game on the Wii. I mean, it was the original console it was for. Well, that was mediocre. Maybe the Switch version of the game is technically better. How was that worse? But maybe they didn't want to recreate all the cutscenes with the new models that they added within the game, seeing as we do have a new Sonic model that is more lifeless than me in middle school. Look at him. He watches children die in his free time. Sonic Colors was made for the Wiimote and Nunchuck. Yeah, you can use other controller options like the classic controller or even the GameCube controller, but the game doesn't utilize the potential of these controllers. Sidestepping is still mapped to the stick, and they had to limit drifting to specific moments in the games where you can't normally boost. So with hopes of a remaster, you would think they would fix this. Needless to say, Sega pulled a Sega and didn't do that. Since it's not the fastest way of moving around, I tend not to use this Wisp because Sonic Colors has so many routes to take per level. Why would I take this one? If I hate myself enough, I could use it, but even then, it's a harmless addition. But was it needed? Did it enhance my gaming experience? Well, in the words of Gandhi, no!
Wait, did Gandhi actually say that?
At one point in his life. Maybe. Also, why are you here, and why are you in black and white?
Just felt like it, and I sworn off all colors because of this game.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how that plays out. Somewhere else that isn't here. Take a good listen to this. That's the sound of an age of gaming when you couldn't just simply plug the console into your TV. The arcades, while still existing in today's world, were very different back then. It was the only way to get intense graphics, smooth gameplay, and bankruptcy by playing games. But nowadays, you can do all that from the comfort of your own home. This is better? When I was a kid, my grandmother used to take my cousins and I to Chuck E. Cheese all the time, and to this day, I think I have kidney failure from the reusable pizza that they had. But hey, why buy a new kidney when I could just spend the change down at the local arcade?
It's because arcades don't take change anymore.
But I don't want another kidney. I mean, even Chuck E. Cheese got rid of the tokens. Why? It's so much more satisfying to pump these things full of quarters that I found on the ground, rather than to tap a screen with a card. You see, this just makes me sad. What's the point of going to an arcade nowadays if it just feels like a ripoff? Mario. Oh, shit. I mean, they make video games. Did you expect them not to make some for arcades? Don't you just hate it when your toilet catches on fire, but you gotta jump in it and kick crabs to stop it? This game came out in 1983, and yet here I am criticizing it like logic applies to a fictional video game. And it's something that's really interesting because when I think of Mario, I don't think of gambling in this kind of sense. That's more of a Luigi thing, if anything. The green gangly bitch took all my money and acts all smug about it. Who the fuck do you think you are, you two-timing slippery-shoed bitch? The Mario arcade games were always unique, even when they were your average pinball or coin stacking game. However, one that really interests me is Mario Undoki. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'm terrified that I'm getting it wrong. This amazes me because this was released in 1993, 14 years before they would bring this idea to console, while also adding the Blue Rat to the mix. One of the first GameCube-era arcade games was based around the Mario Party series called Super Mario Fushigi no Koro Koro Party. This roughly translates to Super Mario Rolling Party of Mystery. The fuck kind of drugs did they take to come up with that name? I might not be able to feel my hands, but boy, do I have a title for that Mario Party game! But as you can see, you could play this with up to 6 people instead of 4. Talk about a party that's with Mario and is very mysterious, since there's little info on it. But hey, why talk about a Mario game that has little info on it when we could talk about the sequel with no info on it? I'm so good at this! Look at the wiki article. My non-existent beard hairs are longer than this. The only problem is that not every machine have the Mario cards to buy, and if you're like me, where every cabinet you went to didn't have that feature, you lie awake at night wondering what could have been.
I could have been a NASCAR driver if I got that card.
It makes it hard to try to beat the game in one sitting if you don't have the Mario card, and again, not every machine had that feature, so what do you do then? You cry and then flunk out of college because Mario Kart Arcade GP couldn't save your data, and it consumes you more than the knowledge of knowing that the older you get, the older you are. But maybe the sequel will fix things! But tracks are way better. They have a Waluigi Cup in this game? Alright, this is the best game. Back it up, boys. Let's go home. No more Mario Kart. This is the only one we got now. Speaking of diverse, the roster of the racers was also expanded a little bit. I mean, think of the possibilities. I'm personally rooting for some arcade classics to join, like Michael Jackson from Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. And nothing else. He's not from anything else. Well, we didn't get Michael Jackson for obvious reasons, but we did get Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, and Blinky. In the second game, we got another character in the form of... the fuck? Mamechi? From Tamagotchis. Huh. This is actually really cool. You're telling me I can torture my virtual pets in the arcades now? Hell yeah! But it only got better with the next game, Mario Kart Arcade GP DX. Do you think they can add any more letters? It's a big leap going from the second game to this one. Widescreen, beautiful graphics, and Don-chan as a playable character. Yeah, Don-chan from the Taiko no Tatsunjin series. I don't even know. I couldn't tell you why.
Where did you come from and where did you go? Why were you only in this game and nowhere else? Answer me, you fucking drum!
I love this. It keeps the race feeling tense and it keeps me on my toes. Drifting becomes important because just like the console games, if you pull it off right, you get the chance to gain a big ol' boost. It's kind of like when I chug 12 5-hour energies and can stay awake for days on end.
Who needs to blink when you can have more hours of energy throughout the day? It's like a cheat code to stay awake all hours of the day, man!
But I'm starting to get a little bit of Mario Kart fatigued. But hey, what if I take Mario away from the spotlight and talk about Casino Man here for a second? Him and I need to have a little chat about money. Yeah, so Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon was released in 2013. I mean, how could I forget? The rights were everywhere. It was exclusive to Japan for 2 years, but in 2017, this was brought over to the US. And then 2 years later, we got Luigi's Mansion 3. Okay, f*** the year of Luigi. We have the decade of Luigi, and nobody batted an eye. F*** you. All you fake Luigi fans, go cry in the corner in shame for what you did. It's something you really have to experience, because the haptic feedback makes it so you feel it every time you suck up a ghost. But, wait a second, it's Dark Moon. I don't like Dark Moon. I don't! Stop looking at me with your greedy little eyes, Luigi! I don't like Dark Moon! I don't like the fucking game! I like this game. And there's even unique cutscenes when you defeat the bosses. Give me my fucking money! I could sit here all day and continue to go on more about the arcade games Nintendo released under the Mario franchise, but let's be honest, the ones I talked about were some of the only ones with in-depth information about them. We can only hope that these games are offered on the eShop someday, but knowing this company, they would rather you shell out 20 grand to buy a cabinet if you want to play the game at home.
It might be because the arcade games they have today still make them some money.
Yeah, but it wouldn't even matter when they have Luigi to scam everybody at the casino. What? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Wait a minute. Where's my wallet? Where's my coin jar? That son of a bitch! I'm gonna rip the mustache off his little nose! I want to beat up Luigi.
Is it because of the casino?
Yes, because the casino. Man, if only there was a way to beat him up in a video game, you know, to take out this anger I have against him.
Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah, but I'm not good enough at Smash to do it. Oh, I know!
You'll practice.
What? No, that's ridiculous. I'm gonna play other platform fighter games to get better at Smash. I mean, the logic is flawless when you really think about it. It's flawless. Yep, just like Smash Brothers, the more you're beaten up, the further you fly. It makes it so dodging in this game becomes inherently more important here than in Smash Brothers, as the high damage might be the difference between you getting back on the stage or hitting that death plane. Man, this game is so fun, and with so many characters too. Oh man, I can't wait to play with all of them. What the shit is this? But I still like this game, and it's very cartoony art style. I mean, it's better than the realistic grittiness that Brawl had. Something Sony would try to replicate. Speaking of Sony, the new Smash character is about to be announced, and I'll be damned if it isn't Fat Princess. Damn it! Actually, wait, this is way better. Why did I want this character? It's probably because she stands out within the roster of PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. Seriously, look at this cast of characters. You got 2 Coles and a Raiden because Snake was too busy snapping Yoshi's neck in Brawl. You can't see your color combination before starting a match. That's so odd. It's like picking out your outfit blind. I thought these pants were a shirt! It's very much like Smash Brothers Classic or Adventure Mode, but what makes it not too good is that these are all timed matches. It couldn't be that bad. I mean, it's not like it's gonna take forever. Who moved the skeleton? But silly me, I'm playing the PS3 version. I mean, only true PlayStation All-Star Battle Royale fans play the PS Vita version of the game. This is entirely sarcasm. I didn't even know this existed until about 2 seconds ago. I understand why people like this game now. It's similar to Smash, but not a direct copy. I like this platforming genre. I just wish I could play as a pixelated orca with 4 legs. Spider! Now, while the game is on consoles, the best version of the game is hands down the Steam version for one reason. It's the Steam Workshop. Jesus Christ! Why won't you die? Users from Steam are the ones who create these characters, and all of them are just great. From high-quality characters like Link, Pit, Rob, and Kirby, to unthinkable characters like Obama! Dude, Obama was so cool. Remember when he single-handedly fought Peter Griffin, Ed, and Ouija to save the world?
But I don't know, man. All these platform fighters, and I can't even play as some of my favorite cartoon characters. If only there was a game that had just that. No, that's not what I meant.
Who allowed this to happen?
Poorly trying to copy a popular platform fighter is one thing, but competing with it is another. I mean, I don't think all of these games out here are providing that competition, but there is one game. And that game has wave dashing. And it has SpongeBob in it too. I don't actually own it physically. But man, what a bunch of games to play through. And you know what? I think it's finally time I take on my arch nemesis. You know, I could scream within a fit of rage. Or, I can do the more mature thing to do here. It's everybody's favorite month that identifies with the color orange. That's right, baby! It's October, and what better way to start off the month of spooks, scares, and buyer beware than with a new Metroid game? I'm going into this one as a Metroid virgin, but you gotta pop the mother brain sometime, and I chose today to do so. Probably could've used a less gross analogy for that.
Can I be scary yet?
Computer, we talked about this. The state issued us a no spooky warrant this year because of the stunt you pulled last year.
Not my fault, the kids weren't fast enough.
It quite literally is. You tied their legs together.
So it's up to Samus to figure out what went wrong and if that X-Parasite is still actually alive.
But wait, if the X-Parasite can copy a life form to the T, isn't it dangerous for Samus to go hunting for the thing?
That has to be more dangerous than what happened last year.
You gotta let it go, man. The more we talk about it, the more there's a chance of the state making me deactivate you.
And was cured from its side effects using Metroid DNA. It makes her the only one immune because of this. But it also makes her the only one that can step foot on this planet without really any issues when it comes to the X-Parasite.
You see, this is why I eat carrots all the time, because if blindness becomes contagious due to a super gene, I'll be ready. Oh, you know I'll be ready.
When I need to use it in a hectic area, I'm always finding myself slipping on the stick. Now, that could be because I like to butter my hands up before gaming, but the court decided that that wasn't real evidence that I'm bad at games. So I'm just gonna leave this one up in the air.
But even though the controls are smooth and the environment is cool, the game is kind of, sort of, actually hard. And that's even without buttering my hands up. I mean, look, they're bone dry. And I died like 18 times.
Maybe you're just bad at games.
The jury didn't come to a conclusion! Therefore, it's been undecided by the court of law, and we'll never know! Stop being on my ass about it!
You're really worried about if a game will do well and not the infection on your hands.
What infection on my— Oh my god! Actually, no, this makes sense. I'm allergic to butter.
How do you forget that?
It's never really affected me until now. God, this burns. Oh, this is gonna get gory. Your discretion is advised.
The first mention of the game came from Indie Jacob when he mocked me for not having Earthbound, that son of a bitch.
Well, I guess it's good I woke up in this mansion where the game just happened to be here. I don't even care if I got possessed. This game's hella expensive. Let's just play it.
She goes to his mansion in Rhode Island to identify the body, and yeah, that's him. He wears a ring. Do you wear a ring, idiot?
No.
While there are many things in this deli, one that progresses the plot is this book labeled The Tomb of Eternal Darkness, and according to the game, it's a book bound in human skin. And she touches it! She doesn't react at all to this! What the fuck? What the actual fuck?
I'm pretty sure books aren't supposed to be made out of flesh. Although that is a good way to stand out against the competition. Book
Made of human skin.
It's more so a bonus for me, since I don't really play games to be captured into a story. I can watch a movie if I really want that. I play games to be interactive and to play as a character that I might connect with. Basically, I play games for the gameplay, if you haven't caught on by now.
Like magic. With a K, baby! Therefore, it's original! Copyright that shit! I'm suing anyone who uses the word!
Let's be real, Nintendo would do that. They just would. But what ups the game's difficulty even more is the game's use of a sanity meter. Now, the character has this green bar labeled sanity. It's their level of sanity within the game. And the lower it goes, the more interesting the game gets. The game will mess with the player, and it's really cool because I know if I would have played this when I was younger with my sister, it would have been crazy because it would have scared us to death. There are obvious ones like the volume going down or the save files being deleted instead of being saved.
This can't be happening!
F you, game. Making me think all my hard work and dedication was just gone, wasted, just like that. I mean, to you it was nothing, but to me, that was my fucking life! That was all I did! How could you do that to me? It also didn't do good for my sanity, because now all I see is a snail trying to follow me everywhere I go. You get the hell away from me, snail! I made the active choice to preserve my sanity because I don't do well with scary stuff. I just don't. I'm a bitch. Do you want me to say it? I'm a little baby bitch. I don't do horror. Not to mention, for some enemies, you need to finish them off or else they'll get back up and start attacking you again. It's just like my ex-wife. No, I'm not providing context. Get your own. What are you looking at? F***ing bear. Trappers are interesting because they are the only enemies that can't hurt you directly, but oftentimes when you encounter them, you'll be losing more sanity and health than other enemies. Okay, what is that noise? It's really freaking me out. James?
You never gave me my Zelda cart back.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Why didn't you give me my Zelda cart back?
What are you talking about? Oh my god! Wait! I would think it's more so to prepare you for the bosses in this game, but the game barely has any. I have more chest hairs than this game has bosses. No, you can't see them. Can't see my chest hairs. Fucking bird. Now, you would think this is how they would do the final boss as well. You know, the only other boss in the game. Yeah, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you don't do that. So, what do you do instead? You hit Augustus, and then this weird artifact comes out of him. You gotta hit that 3 times, and then the Megazord battle in space will do its thing, and then you hit Augustus a bunch. That's it. I wish it was more involved, but honestly, it's really not. Like when the first boss sets you up to use magic to damage it, you would think they would repeat the pattern. But no, you just hit it. They didn't do that. You just hit the final boss a couple of times. That's like if in Mario you couldn't jump during the final level. But if you do play this game, if you do get this game physically, play it on a CRT because the immersion will just be out of this world. The hell? Jeez! No! James? No! Why? What happened? How long was I out?
Because of the infection on your hands from the butter, you passed out for like 2 weeks.
Is that why the GameCube controller got really hot? Wait a minute, you said I've been out for a week? I missed a whole week of Spooky Month? Oh, the pumpkins are gone, the wallpapers are different, the only thing we have left is the spooky atmosphere lighting.
If it makes you feel better, whatever happened in your head didn't actually happen.
No, that doesn't make me feel better. How am I gonna play Eternal Darkness without actually owning it? You know, I never bought the game, it was just in my dream.
What the hell?
Oh, I see what's going on here. Yeah, I know exactly what to do with this game. Nice. What? Oh, okay. It's because I'm paranoid, right? Because I'm using tongs to put the game in place. I don't want to take that chance again. You don't even know what I've been through. You weren't there. It was all in my head. And no, I'm not just gonna throw it out because of my paranoia, because I think it's possessed. Did you see the price tag that was on this thing? $100 for a GameCube game. You gotta be out of your mind to pay that price. You gotta be really desperate for like some kind of Halloween special in order to pay that price for a hidden gem horror game for the GameCube. I'm gonna rub more butter on my hands because I just feel like it, you know, I kind of want to see what else happens. This game is boring.
How come?
Because, computer, there's no immersion within this. It doesn't feel like Link is in my room with me, he's just on the screen. I mean, what kind of fun is that?
Just put the 3D on.
Yeah, but if I slide the 3D on, there's a 1 in 3 chance a hand's gonna come out to murder me.
While some games used it to its advantage, 9.5 times out of 10 that slider was down, and children under 7 couldn't really use that feature. I mean, the warning was on every game known to man, and even as someone in his 20s, I second guessed whether or not I should use this feature. It's why I wear protective glasses while playing these games. However, Nintendo also decided to give us something amazing with these cameras. Is it sad that this sound is embedded into my head by how much I used to play it as a kid?
I guess it would only be sad if I owned more than one set of the AR card packets, damn it.
It's more disorienting than when a normal game lags because it involves movement in this thing called the real world. While it's not like VR, it's almost similar, especially when the 3D is turned on.
Because when the immersion is broken due to a technical fault within the game, it causes this really cool thing to happen called nausea. And it's the reason why I keep the 3D off for this one.
I found it so cool that this game would alter reality. I mean, just look at it. No, through the 3DS. My desk is deforming! Oh God! Archery is the first game you'll most likely pick since it's in the middle.
I only ever pick things that are in the middle. If it's between 1 and 3, I always pick 2.
Pick a number between 1 and 5.
7, wait, fuck!
But that's really it. You shoot some targets, you murder a dragon, you go to its kids and tell them that you did that, you absolute fucking monster. The next is AR Shot, the only game that combines golf and card collecting. You gotta collect all those cards. I did it. You have to drop bombs on it while it's in the water, and once it's all dead and shit, you have to hook it up. Oh, shit! Oh my God. Oh, you poor thing. It's not even fully dead, it's still twitching.
I think it's time to put him out of his misery. But what if I wanted to take photos of Batman on my desk?
That's close enough. But you can also use a reference to draw. But I don't need that, I can draw Link on my own. Wait, don't look at that! These were tokens you earned by keeping the system in sleep mode and walking around with it. Or you can close it and shake it until you hit 10 play tokens for the day.
It's like a terrible shake weight! So it's a shake weight!
There's a fish gallery where you can look at all the fish you caught in the fish minigame. Try showing this one to the boys down at the dock.
I caught a sardine.
They really stopped caring about this endeavor. Except for when Kid Icarus came out. For some odd reason, they produced over 400 cards for this game of various characters, and I don't know if Kid Icarus has that many characters to begin with. Who the hell wants to collect that many cards from a Nintendo game?
Me. I kinda wanna do that.
So, are you still bored?
You know what, computer? I think for the first time in all my life, I got even more bored! How does that keep happening? Oh no, I broke my ankle! Well, I guess I'm just gonna have to sue video game stores.
Why sue game stores?
Because, computer, as a certified gamer, I need to feed my unhealthy addiction by buying video games, and now I can't do that with a broken ankle. How am I gonna walk into the store?
You can buy games digitally.
Wait, what? I've talked about how physical games take up a lot of space, but digital games have this special thing to them that makes it just so hard for me to love them. They take up so much storage space! Oh my God!
The recent release of Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy is 80 gigabytes on Steam. It's hard to put that in perspective of how much 80 gigabytes can hold, but to put it in simple terms, it can hold more than 3. However, console manufacturers have been more lenient on upgrading the amount of storage space on your gaming VCR. The Switch allows micro SD cards up to 2 terabytes. Those don't even exist yet, but I like having the option.
You know what? I won't buy more storage then. I'll just stick to what's on my console because surely the console manufacturers would give me enough storage to play these games. I can never fucking win! Ah!
Look, I don't own a PS5. I'm on the brink of poverty. I ate a fly for breakfast just to save money.
It tasted like chicken.
Every time I want to play a new game on the PlayStation 4, it always tells me I'm out of disk space.
When in reality, it will say I have just enough every fucking time when I go into the settings.
It's actually fucking astonishing that every time I want to play a game on the PlayStation 4, I have to remove so much of my shit just to have the chance to play it. It's the reason why I don't like playing games on my PlayStation 4. It's that bad.
It's like how the bank says I'm in debt and have no money to my name, when in reality, I have $3 to my name. The joke's on them, idiots!
But waiting for a game to download is like waiting for my daily puke to happen.
Did you know that eating a fly every day for breakfast makes you
On the go, swapping out cartridges is a nightmare. It's like trying to paint your nails while you're shaking feverishly in the air. It's not fun. I don't want to carry all of this when I'm out. I just want one thing and that's it.
Heck, digital is slowly trying to take over. Some stores had to start shutting down and closing because of the digital marketplace. It's just more appealing to a lot of people. But hey, look on the bright side. I'm about to shut down a whole lot more if you see what I'm getting at.
I thought you weren't going to sue anymore.
In case you haven't noticed, my ankle is over my shoulder and I need to see a doctor right away. I only have $3 to my name, so I need all I can get right now. So I did win. I won by a landslide, believe me. But the game stores only had $3 to their name. Well, I guess me and the game stores have something in common. I'm never getting my ankle fixed, am I? You know what? Thanksgiving is coming up, and you know what that means?
Preparing the bombs for Black Friday.
What? No, computer, it's food. And I don't know if you knew this, but I like food. It makes me feel good.
Aren't you broke? How will you afford the food?
I don't know. I mean, I can always go to Andy in his White Castle, but his obsession is becoming concerning. I mean, he posted a shirtless picture with the burgers covering his... You know, I don't want to go near that. I have a doorbell?
Hey everybody, it's me, the Burger King, here to give you all your wishes.
Each game was $3.99 and you can only buy them at Burger King restaurants. Oh, no wonder why this thing's greasy. They bagged it up with the fries. How good could a game be if it came from Burger King of all places?
Their logo sucks! There's only one way to find out.
Give up.
Give up. On second thought, I do need my annual meal.
I don't get it. It might have been a way to offer another way to play the game, you know, for all those Burger King fans.
You're telling me I could play a Burger King on both my original Xbox and...
The Xbox 360 versions of the game are in HD with widescreen and all, and I don't get this. Other than that, the games are pretty much the same between each versions, and how are the games, by the way?
They're just like Burger King itself. Not that good, but good enough.
That's actually our slogan.
How'd you get into my house? I closed the door on you.
What's kind of messed up is that in order to gain more points, you have to make sure that the people are more hungry. But if you don't feed them, they will pass out. The king doesn't mess around. If you're not on the brink of starvation, he won't feed you. And even if so, his obsession to not be seen is above all.
I wouldn't keep my life in the hands of the king.
Well, you're right to be.
The game has the pacing of a snail, and while I feel like there are more locations I could unlock, I had enough 30 minutes in because who wants to sit through this?
Not me, and certainly not the king because he's gone. I'm starting to think I hallucinated him out of hunger, but hey, that's nothing another Burger King game can't fix. How'd this get into my house?
How about Big Bumpin' because it has a funny chicken on it that you can play as? Hey, you, take notes. This is how you get a gamer's attention. Giant chicken in a bumper cart.
Out of all the things to make a game out of Burger King, you chose a bike racer. A pocket bike racer. You fit the bikes in your pocket. One more dad joke and I'm going to jail.
I think they wanted this one to sell well. Because, well, there's a burger on a bike right here. Who doesn't want that? I love that. Give it to me right now. The Burger King parking lot, because you've always wanted to race a tiny bike through the BK parking lot. Don't worry about the virtual employees. They'll enjoy watching you have it your way. Wait a minute, that phrase is copyrighted?
Damn right it is.
Could you not?
Look at all these Burger King characters from the Burger King lore we can play as. We got the King, Subservient Chicken, Whopper Jr., Winston, Christina, Biker, Jelly, and Brooke Burke, the TV personality. I have never seen any of these people in my life.
Would you believe me if I said they all did this for a Whopper?
No. I wouldn't.
Well, you're right to be. I actually paid them in McRibs.
How? Doesn't McDonald's hate you?
They do, but I took one of Ronald's kids and threatened to fry him in the onion rings if he didn't comply.
It's such an odd part of gaming and fast food history, and here it is. It's just right here in my house, on my floor. Why are you here?
But who cares if they're here or not, because it's time for my annual feast, baby! Let's go! I still can't tell if he was real or not. So now what? I wonder what time it is. It's Christmas!
The holidays are a nice time for me. I get to spend time with the family, decorate the house in holiday cheer, procrastinate from all my finals as a third-year college student. It's all fun. And let's not forget the most important and most fun one. Health and safety information.
I'm not gonna brag or nothing, but I got the highest score. 11.
The ability to make Miis on this device was amazing when I was a kid. I would make Miis just for the fun of it on the Wii, but now I get to do that in an Uber while the Uber driver argues with me on why I'm in his car?
Who are you and why are you getting into my car?
Listen, man, just drive. I want to make a Mario Mii. The Mii Plaza. I like to see this as a sequel to the Check Out the Mii channel, only instead of saving cool Miis, you get to meet them on your outings when you take your 3DS outside.
Like people with 3DSs would go outside!
Every time you meet with someone new, you get to see what game they're playing, and if you met them before, you can even custom greet them. Finally, a place to spout all my conspiracies.
Air doesn't exist. Instead, we breathe very tiny goblins that give us the strength to survive.
Did Facebook tell you that?
No, computer, it was the homeless man outside the abandoned 7-Eleven. That information costed me $18, and I refuse not to believe it because of that. It was all the money I had that day. I was gonna spend it on a burrito, but instead I spent it on that.
The Mii Plaza was a good place for this kind of thing. The minigames offered were nothing too involved, although that didn't stop little 10-year-old Tommy from spending too many hours on these games. By the way, don't call me Tommy, I don't like it. However, it's tricky because if you want to test out the magic, well, be prepared to lose your Mii. You can only attack or cast magic once. After that, your Mii either flees from the fight or gets tired.
If only life were this simple, where I can just simply get out of doing work because I'm tired. Hello.
Hey, Tom, it's me, Toadpup. Can you help me? My house is kind of burning down and I'm still in it.
Can't, I'm too tired from answering the phone.
I understand.
Once the Mii runs off, you cannot use them again unless you meet them once more, making them a higher level. It makes it tricky because if you're fighting an enemy that needs a certain shirt color, well then tough shit, everyone decided to wear blue that day.
No, I didn't get the memo!
But what if you're super introverted and want to access these games to get the most out of them? Well, it's simple. All you gotta do is... If the 3DS is in sleep mode and moves around a lot, you gain steps, and every 100 steps gives you a play token. You can only get 10 a day, but nothing stops me from changing the internal clock every 1,000 steps. Cheating the system, baby.
This is the only workout plan that's worked for me, and yet somehow they got me to pay for a membership. What? Who takes my money every month?
It's an interesting way to make the Miis feel more like yourself, even if I am playing on a 3DS that I stole from my friend Andy.
I truly did spend so much time on this when I was younger, and I would get excited to see a new friend in my plaza when I came home from a road trip. However, while all of this is great, there lies a dark side.
You got microtransactions.
What the hell, Miyamoto? Do you want me to swim in poverty? Because that's what I think you're trying to do to me. It's stuff like this that really gets me in the mood for giving for the holiday season. Hello.
Hey, Tom, did you steal my 3DS?
Shit, he's on to me! Man, I love all these holiday deals. Did you know that milk is on a crazy sale right now?
Why would milk be on sale?
I don't know, computer. There's something about the expiration date that I ignored, but surely it can't be that bad.
Wait a minute. I don't think that's expired milk. No. If you don't know what this means, you're not a true gamer. But why is this lighting so associated with gamers, specifically PC gamers? Because let's be honest, anyone who owns a console's a fucking pussy. I stand by what I said. I paid 3 times as much for this milk, and guess what? It offers the same amount of performance than normal milk. Watch this. Overall, gaming accessories with RGB makes more sense to me rather than components, since you're more likely to look at them and have them match well with your personality, since, you know, they'll be on you and stuff, and they'll be on your head, and you'll be typing away at them, and you'll be using them. It has more of a purpose. But tell me, please tell me, what's the point of putting RGB in a microphone?
I swear, man, I can hear the colors in my voice!
Streamers usually have their microphone in the shot, and that's fine and all, but when it has the invincibility star from Mario on it, well then it becomes super distracting. I also don't see a practical use for it. While I can say that for most anything that's RGB, at least with something like a keyboard, it helps me see the letters more. Here's a cable that sends video information from my console to my TV, but oops, I put lighting on it! Things like an HDMI cable, for the most part, are meant to be tucked away, so people with virgin eyes don't think your room is a ticking time bomb.
Okay, I know this looks bad, but I swear, it's for the TV!
I swear, these things are starting to feel more and more like a scam. I mean, they jack up the prices so high, they probably make more money than RPG games.
Is that an actual fact?
No, it's a made-up statistic. Made up by me, of course, but it sounds catchy, so I'm sticking with it. What I'm not sticking with is color, because damn it, all this RGB is making me sick. That's why I got this baby. A standard 2.1 HDMI cable costs $40 less than that. And before you say it's higher quality, there's no real difference when going with a cheaper HDMI cable. I mean, that was explained by Linux Tech Talks.
I'm going insane! I mean, everywhere I go, everything I see, it's just RGB! What's next, an RGB mask so gamers can protect themselves from the virus?
Fitted with N95 grade filters.
I said that ironically! Did you know that Intel's gonna be making GPUs now? Well, then add that to the GPU contender list. By the way, AMD markets red, that's R. Nvidia markets green, that's G. And Intel, it will be blue, so that's B. It's f***ing RGB! I mean, come on, why not stop? I mean, Christmas lights are red and green, and that means the R and the G, but what about the B? Where's the B at? Where's the B at in Christmas? No, get it off! Get it off me! Oh God, what happened?
Oh, you passed out.
Again? For how long?
For a few hours. You were color deprived, so I had to give you recolor pills.
Being deprived of color can do that?
It can also kill you.
Yeah, I guess that is true. Wait a minute, I could have been dead that entire time. You just sat there and waited?
Do you have health insurance?
No.
My point exactly.
Okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Doesn't make you a better friend, though.
By the way, a package came for you.
Gasp! A Christmas gift! And it's from my good friend Andy. I hope it's not any White Castle. I keep telling him I don't need any of that. Oh.
Hello?
Why would you ever buy me an RGB power strip?
Are you a gamer?
Oh shoot, I forgot to do the funny moment!